Dairy owners are living in fear as ram raids and armed robberies skyrocket. They say there's a growing wave of young offenders targeting their shops, robbing them one day and then walking back in the next. Many of the attacks aren't even being reported to police. Here to share their experiences is Dairy and Business Owners Association Chair Sunny Kushal. Sunny, thank you very much for joining us. And we have spoken, you and I, many times over the years about dairy robberies, but it seems ram raids have been on the increase. Are you seeing cars being used increasingly as weapons?
That's correct. Cars are being used, and also these are young offenders who are basically attacking and are being used in these kind of offenders. Look, Melissa, there is a sense of lawlessness gripping not just in Auckland, but the entire country. And it's the soft on crime government and the weak leadership is creating an environment of crime where 21% the violent crimes are up and the retail crime is up 31%. This is getting very, very serious. You see, the police response time is skyrocketed. It's almost double since 2017. And then there is not enough police. We need more police on patrols. It shouldn't take a guns threat to a police action.
So, Sunny, you think this is a direct impact of a soft on crime approach, the government? I mean, we've had a pandemic, you know, people have been at home, people are desperate, the cost of living is rising, but you believe that this is a direct impact from the way that police are behaving in terms of the criminal justice system?
That's correct. Right now we have an emergency. It's a retail and dairy crime emergency in New Zealand. So we need to tackle that one. As I said, there's not enough police. The courts are so weak because the criminals or organized gangs, they know there is a flaws in law. That's why they're using the young offenders.
So how young are they?
So you know, like last week, there was an 11-year-old was apprehended in Sandringham. So we need to tackle this youth crime before it takes roots.
But they don't go to court, do they? And in many cases, as you were saying, the dairy owners don't even contact the police.
Yes.
So how do you crack down on young people if they're not even getting to the point where they can be given those punishments? Yeah,
look, you know, I mean, first of all, there need to be some deterrent. That's why these young offenders, they know that there are flaws in law, and even if they go to the court would release them, you know, they're catching in the morning and letting them go in the afternoon. So we need to tackle this youth crime before it takes roots. If the offenders are too young, then their parents need to be held accountable. If the parents are not responsible for the kids, who else is responsible?
So a lot of people are writing in today too, though, and saying that dairies shouldn't sell cigarettes. Take away the cigarettes, you take away the problem. What do you think about that?
Look, that's coming up, you know, I mean, so we need to re-engineer our business models. It's like the government telling TV3 to half your advertising revenue. So it will take time, but the cigarettes is not the problem.
So are you saying that dairies are actually trying to get rid of cigarettes?
Yeah, they are, but cigarette is not the problem. The problem is the price of the cigarettes. And also these offenders are not just going for cigarettes. They're going for each and everything. Like a week ago, there was ram raids on a jewelry shop, on a takeaway shops. So where do you stop them?
I know your business is in the city, and we've heard even just over the weekend that businesses have been attacked in the city. What do you hear about how frequent it is?
Look, every single day, 365 days of the year, the dairies and the retail, they are reporting 119 offences each day.
Every day?
Every day.
What about the fog systems? Because fog cannons, around 4 years ago, $1.8 million was given towards dairies being able to install fog cannons. What has been the uptake like in that? Or is that the reason behind the ram raids, the fact that people are now using cars instead of just going in?
Look, the fog cannons, they did work. I remember in 2017, the then national government, they allowed $1.9 million. But that funds have not been topped appropriately since then. Now we require at least $13.5 million to give to these dairy owners where they can buy those folk cannons on the...
Right. So it needs to be continuing.
Exactly.
Sunny Kushal, thank you very much for joining us with that this morning.
Thank you so much, Melissa. And also I wanted to add that that's why we are basically asking the resignation of the Minister of Police and also the Minister of Justice, because the public, the businesses, and also the police to some extent have lost their faith in these ministers. They're not able to.
So you're calling for the resignation of the Police Minister and the Minister of Justice?
That's correct, yeah.
You believe it's that serious?
It's that serious. Otherwise, the Prime Minister need to show some steel to deal with these ministers and also with the situation. The government need to show their strong teeth to handle this pandemic.
Sunny Kushal, thank you very much for joining us.